Okay, guys. Hi, it's me, Panda, and next to me is commentating on the team faculty versus team ATG is NX.
Yes, hello. So, right now, we have both taken over Jong's channel, and we will be and we'll be having ATG versus Team Vacuity. And right now, we're just waiting for the members to all be ready. And currently, are we able to say what are the map bans and picks, and which faction goes first?
Yeah, so we can see that for team, so we saw that team ATG won the coin toss. So team faculty will be the banning of the map. So faculty banned Sacred Heart Hospital while team ATG chose Red Church.
Okay, so right now for Team ATG, we see the members that are chosen to play for today will be Just Stickman, Yas YT, NDZR, Zell, and I can't read the names, it's too small.
Yeah,
And Yujong Coupling as the survivors, and for the hunters, we will have Kaidi and Top Global as the chosen hunters.
yeah. So next I'll be introducing team faculty. The survivors will be Cario, Cheese, Stalker, Tenno, and Autumn Boy, while their hunter will be Mother Thousand. Yeah, so we can see for today on our IMR we'll be fighting for the winner of this team will be advancing to the finals. Will be versus Team Hertian tomorrow. So you see Team ATG will face off with Team Faculty today.
And for right now, what we got will be for team for what the teams pick. Give me a second. Okay, so Team VC has decided to ban Sacred Hearts Hospital, while Team ATG has decided to make their first map pick as Red Church. And the faction that will be starting first will be the Hunter first for Team VC.
Yeah, so I would say it's a very interesting pick by Team ATG on the Red Church map, because Red Church is more on I would say Red Church is a more balanced map, which is good for both survivors and hunter, especially both Mother Thousand and Kaidi as a Opera main. They're both Opera mains, but the Mother Thousand has an advantage in a way that he still has a shadow, which is a very good controlling type of hunter, especially on a small map like Red Church.
Yep, and right now, from what we know is that since Sacred Hearts Hospital has been banned, we already know that Team VC banning Sacred Hearts, that means they are already depending mostly on their hunter, because Sacred Hearts is actually more of a survivor's item, and they wish for their hunter to not go against the survivors of the other team.
Yeah, I'll just say in general, Sacred Heart Hospital is a very hard map, especially even though Team VC has a shadow which is stronger on Sacred Heart Hospital, it's still not very comfortable for their hunter to even play out. However, there's a chance that Team Faculty can get points through their hunter side, because especially Mother Thousand playing the shadow is very scary, as we saw the day versus Team Hertian.
And right now we can see the ban picks, where the hunter's first three bans will be the Seer, First Officer, and Antiquarian, while the survivor's first three picks will be the Puppeteer, Coordinator, and Psychologist. So right now with the Puppeteer and Psychologist in play, it seems most likely they're trying to counter hunters like Ivy or Opera even, because of the number of hits they can take.
Yeah, we can see that this team comp is very hard counters the single hit hunters, especially like puppeteer and psychologists. Picking these psychologists ensures that they can, after the first rescue, being a mercenary or wowling or gravekeeper or journalist, the psychologist can blow the rescuer and allow them to have a second rescue. They also chosen a coordinator, which is a very strong stunner, which can affect the hunter's chase.
Yeah, and the fourth survivor that is banned will be the mercenary, while the fourth survivor that's picked is the acrobat. And acrobat is quite of a like all-rounder where he's able to utilize a lot of like the windows and locations to kite. So having an acrobat there also kind of restricts the hunter to chasing specific survivors unless hunter is very confident.
Yeah, so we can see that ATG chosen to go for a no rescuer team comp also, which is very interesting, knowing that first officer and mercenary will be banned. So they decided to go for a faster decoding team comp by picking an acrobat to focus on the cipher rush, and most likely will be the coordinator, puppeteer, or the acrobat. One of these three will be bringing Titaner, or at least two of them will be bringing a Titaner.
Yeah, and because acrobat is usually the type of survivor that like as a hunter you wouldn't think of chasing them first, especially if they are very confident in acrobat. So acrobat bringing rescue is understandable because it least likely will be the first chase or first to go down. Meanwhile, uh, having puppeteer coordinator bring kiting bill is very understandable because puppeteer does need that ability to at least gain some distance, as he will have a chance of depleting his own life with his skill.
Yeah, Acrobat is very strong in most of the maps, especially fight against Opera or Ivy. In a way, especially against Opera, when the Ivy has left the shadow behind the window or pallet, if the Acrobat chooses to vault when the Hunter chooses to go back to the shadow form, he can immediately use the ball to immediately jump, forcing the Hunter to either vault or break the pallet, which is very annoying for the Opera. So we can
Yes,
see
and
that Mother Thousand has chosen the Opera Singer.
yeah, so Opera Singer against this team comp, it is possible because there will be moments where the Opera Singer can, if example, chase a puppeteer, she can end up making the puppeteer just drop his health while just keeping as close as possible due to her speed. Psychologist as well, coordinator also if in an open area because coordinator will just end up shooting a gun in a tight space. Coordinator shooting her gun is risky since hunter's speed can actually potentially dodge the flare gun.
Yeah, so let's just see how Mother Thousand will play in this team call. So we can see that only the Acrobat brought Titaner, while the Puppeteer and Coordinator brought only Broken Windows and Borrowed Time, while the Psychologist didn't bring Borrowed Time and brought Broken Windows and Flywheel.
Yes, and right now we see how they place the psychologist on the middle right side, baiting the hunter to probably think that the weaker survivor is spawning at either middle, and hunter spawn at the middle left side where middle broken against against this team setup where the psychologist being the weaker survivor actually being the furthest away.
Yeah, we can see that this is a very interesting spawn by Team ATG. They chose to, instead of giving the Psychologist at center area, they chosen to give the Coordinator at center, which I think is very good in a way that the coordinator in this thing call will be like a support. So whoever the Opera chooses to chase, being the acrobat, puppeteer, or psychologist, they can all make their way to center area and can find the coordinator for assistance by shooting that gun. If the Opera singer choose to bring excitement, they will at least know what skill he brought. Or if the Opera singer choose to bring like a warp or a blink, it will really affect his chase by a lot. Especially this is a very fast team decoding team call. The Opera singer's chase is very important if he wants to draw or win.
Yeah, and now this basically, from the looks of it, is basically depending on the coordinator because the coordinator and her flare gun is very important. It also determines whether the hunter does have excitement or not, and if they do not wish to get hit, then that means they'll be using the gun early. So it might end up just saying, like we don't wish to call out your excitement. We just wish to we just shoot just in case. Don't want to do any damage on any survivors. So now Hunter's already chasing the coordinator, following down her trail mark, and it's quite early into a game where the Cypher's not barely even started at like 1%, and Hunter's already catching up quite fast.
Yeah, we can see that Mother Thousand Opera is very skillful in his dashes. But since the coordinator brought broken windows, he managed to vote and get it much distance compared to the
Yes,
open sector.
yeah, but coordinator actually seeing this happening and actually knowing that the hunter was going to teleport and already using the flare gun quite early into the game, but being able to shoot and fall back out and gaining that distance, preventing a hit quite early in. So this actually helps her extend her kite for quite a little longer.
Yeah, so you can see that the coordinator utilizes the flare gun earlier in case of the hunter bringing excitement. Because if excitement is ready, the coordinator shoot, you immediately waste the gun and eat a hit immediately.
Yeah, and right now Hunter using a blink but missing it, but just barely. And coordinator now just trying to buy time for the team, knowing that she will be going down right about now.
Yeah, so we can see that Manor 1000 missed the blink, but he still managed to catch up to the coordinator. But missing this blink allowed the coordinator to buy around more time, around 10 seconds. So we can see that the coordinator first kite was very successful. It's almost a 3 cipher kite, being 2 other cipher already at 80% above and 1 cipher already popping. So now we can see that Yas YT will be making his way over for the rescue.
Yeah, and right now Yas YT is the only person with tide, so Hunter pressuring Yas YT is quite a good decision. But remember, coordinator's chair is very slow, so this actually buys more time for the survivor to actually choose when to rescue, as well as with the tide effect, and then with the all 3 ciphers being done. So now there's 2 ciphers remaining, one already being started on, and the second one just got started on again, and coordinator already got hit. But now, remember, psychologist does have her ability to just Bluetooth heal the acrobat. So this just allows everyone to still continue decoding normally while the acrobat potentially rescues again and can even body block and harass with his balls.
Yeah, this is very interesting by Team ATG. Instead of swapping position with the puppeteer with the acrobat, they choose to use the psycho whistle to blow for the acrobat to go for the second rescue. It's good in a way also because acrobat has balls which has support and have a higher chance of second kiting, but in terms of Cypher Rush it will be slower by a bit.
Yeah,
So we can
and
see
right
that
now,
both Cypher is around 40 to 50%.
And right now you can just see the acrobat just trying to buy as much time as he can for the team. And since the cipher progress is going quite fast, him like just scaring the hunter, using the fireball to prevent the hunter from getting a dash, and enabling the coordinator to gain extra kiting time, while the acrobat possibly will be trying to body block the whole time through. So coordinator and acrobat are working together. So this and use the acrobat using the white ball to slow down the hunter's breaking of the pallet. So now the last cipher is already at 80%, 90%. Hunter's blink isn't ready yet, and coordinator will be able to actually extend her kite for a little bit longer.
Yeah, so we see that Mother
As
1000 is getting very nervous and is panicking already because he knows that Cypher is almost prime and he's getting his dashes left and right. But however, we can see that there was a beautiful support by the Acrobat which managed to buy so much time and prevent from the coordinator from dying. Yeah, so we can see that now the coordinator will be going down and the Cypher will already be prime. Since the backgate area, the palace are still haven't been utilized yet. Mother 1000 will take a long time to before even downing the coordinator.
yeah, but 1000 using the blink to actually down the coordinator faster is a good thing because now coordinator's dead on chair. But however, all the survivors are already at the other gate and the gate has already opened. So this is looking like a 3-man escape for the survivor side.
Yeah, once Mother 1000 uses Blink, he already has secured a guaranteed a 1 kill elimination. He's not trying to leave the trump card for teleport to go control the front gate. He has chosen to just utilize the Blink and manage to get that one down and guarantee that 1 kill elimination.
Yes, because I believe if the coordinator had kited a little bit longer, there may have been an opportunity for a dungeon because the dungeon was actually right there.
Yeah, the only thing is that if the hunter chooses to utilize the Blink now, he doesn't have any draw or win opportunity. If he managed to down the coordinator any faster, there's a chance of him teleporting the front gate and there's a chance that the door is not open yet and he can still control it and manage to get a draw. But since he utilized the blink, it will just be a 1k elimination already. But all I can say that this acrobat really was the MVP of this game. He managed to help the coordinator to buy even more time, utilizing the fire and white ball perfectly, buying so much time, and even body blocking without eating a hit.
Yeah, I agree. So right now, we'll be going for a short break while waiting for the next half of the match for Team VC Survivor versus Team ATG's Hunter.
Death and succession, flux and transformation. All existence bows to the divine scales of justice. Stolen seeds shall bear no fruit. Covetous eyes shall never see the end. Shackled creations shall know not perfection, and thou shall not elude thy fate. Behold this ancient shackle, a miracle coveted by many, condemned to the shadows for miracles wrought, eyes left blind to secrets glimpsed. As one becomes two, so does fate flow. Destiny demands its due.
Not only flowers wither and die.
Death and succession, flux and transformation. All existence bows to the divine scales of justice. Stolen seeds shall bear no fruit. Covetous eyes shall never see the end. Shackled creations shall know not perfection, and thou shall not elude thy fate. Behold this ancient shackle, a miracle coveted by many, condemned to the shadows for miracles wrought, eyes left blind to secrets glimpsed. As one becomes two, so does fate flow. Destiny demands its due.
Not only flowers wither and die.
Death and succession, flux and transformation. All existence bows to the divine scales of justice. Stolen seeds shall bear no fruit. Covetous eyes shall never see the end. Shackled creations shall know not perfection, and thou shall not elude thy fate. Behold this ancient shackle, a miracle coveted by many, condemned to the shadows for miracles wrought.
Okay, so we're back for the second half of Team ATG versus Team VC. So currently now we'll be having Team VC Survivor versus Team ATG's Hunter. And from the previous round, we already know that Team ATG were able to secure a 3-man escape, while Team VC was able to ensure their 1 kill.
Yeah, so we see that now Kaidi has no pressure as he just now have to only focus for aiming for a draw. Worst outcome is Kaidi should be at least focusing on it is a 1k elimination and not being able to get a 4 run by Team VC survivors.
Yes, and right now the pressure is most likely going to be on Team VC to try and get back the points that was lost. So they will also be trying their best to get a 3-man escape, if not more, and a full 4-man escape to gain an advantage. So right now we know that Team ATG's Hunter is very well known for his opera singer, if I'm not wrong, and from what I heard, he's quite good with his opera singer.
Yeah, I would say Kaidi is a very skillful opera singer. He's one of the strongest opera singer that I've sawn throughout this competition. So now we'll be going into the BP. So we can see that Kaidi will be locking up the Seer and Antiquarian,
Sia
which
and
is a
Antiquarian already, like, usually whenever you see a Sia and Antiquarian band, it already gives off the feeling like it's definitely not going to be an opera singer, because Ivy normally might not ban Sia, since the Sia can't gain another hour without getting the eye stack as well. And we can see the first two survivor picks actually being the Gardener and the Coordinator. And from what we know, Gardener, when Oprah came out, Gardener is very good against her.
Yeah, Gardener is very strong in the current meta, especially against the opera singer. Because Gardener had, if she choose to get, if she get being the first kite, she has a 50-second bubble, which the hunter is forced to either hit or wait for the 50 seconds before even going for the first hit. And Gardener in this meta is very strong in a way that she can bring Kite Turner and go for rescues by herself. She can use her bubble to guarantee the free rescue, using that Kite Turner to buy more time for the other teammates to decode, while she ensuring that she's still full health or not even getting a double down in any rescue situations.
Yeah, and right now the Hunter's third ban will be the first officer, so that also prevents the rescue. Like, if the survivors plan to pick a rescuer, that means having a first officer cannot guarantee a rescue even at half HP, because first officer's pocket watch ability allows him to actually do like half HP rescue regardless, and can get hit with and still get a tie effect. But now first officer and mercenary getting banned, this just prevents another rescue, while the survivors decided to pick on the psychologist and the acrobat. This is almost the same team comp that we see for Team ATG Survivor. However, it's just having a gardener as the replacement for Puppeteer.
Yeah, I'll say that Team Faculty has chosen a very strong team comp to versus Kaidi. The only problem for this team comp is that there's a chance that Kaidi will still pick up his S Hell Ember, which is very scary in terms of camping in the chair. However, this team comp is not very strong and stable in terms of rescuing, because Coordinator has a gun, but however the Hell Ember has the fire, which will be able to block a shot of the gun. Yeah, so I'll say
Yes,
this is a
and
very interesting team comp.
we also have, like, in case Kaidi decided to pick Hell Ember, I'm pretty sure Gardener should be also a good pick, since she's able to gain a bubble to prevent a double hit from the Hell Ember and then his puppets as well. So this might enable the Gardener to be able to pull off a rescue without much worry, except for just the Terror Shock.
Yeah, team faculty also knows that if they choose to pick a rescuer, the cipher will be very slow. They rather have a psychologist to whistle his teammates to go for a second rescue, and especially picking a no rescue team comp, everybody has very fast decoding.
Yeah, and the only person that will have a debuff will be the Coordinator, since her debuff should be the survivors on the chair will decrease her decoding speed by a lot. But if this is all, if this area selection is the same where Coordinator spawns at middle, then if Kaidi decided to pick the middle left spawn, it might be the same scenario, but this is now depending on the harassing from the acrobat once again, and even the gardener for dismantling the chairs if possible.
Yeah, so we see that Kai GT has chosen his opera singer. So let's see how Kaidi will adapt to the situation and spawn to face off team faculty survivors.
Yes, Team Vacuity Survivors. Oh, okay. So they are having the same spawn, but this time the coordinator will be at wedding area, while the gardener will be the one that's actually inside of church. The psychologist and acrobat still the same spawn as Team ATG's previous setup, but now this is depending on where the hunter's comfort pick is, where hunter has decided to pick back gate.
Yeah, this is very interesting persona built by the gardener, because knowing that Kaidi is a Hellhammer and an Oprah main, she still chooses to bring her flywheel, which I feel that maybe is a comfort persona. Because not everyone loves to bring broken windows, as they believe they can perform better with flywheel. But however, especially against a Hellhammer or a Oprah singer, broken windows is very important. So let's see how
Yeah.
this gardener will utilize his flywheel.
Yes, and now we also noticed that they do have two survivors with tide, and the coordinator, although having tide, she also has broken windows. So coordinator going down at the end might be very risky because she won't be able to body block since she has no borrowed time effect. And then but then her flare gun should be able to help, and since she is quite a distance away from the hunter, she's definitely not going to be first chase. So her harassing with the flare gun is going to be quite an ideal choice.
Yeah. The only problem about the coordinator not bringing borrowed time is that before endgame, there's a chance that the coordinator will have a double down situation. Then if the opera singer has blink, the ciphers they choose to pop the cipher, the hunter can immediately blink the person who is he chasing, which I assume will be there on chair, and immediately chair the coordinator to ensure the draw situation. So most likely, if
Yes.
they choose to go for a rescue, the coordinator will be going for the first rescue, letting the acrobat with borrowed time to go for second rescue.
Yeah, that seems like the most ideal. Hunter's first pick is the hunter has decided to have their first chase to be the acrobat instead of anyone. Being able to hit the acrobat while also going through the pallet, so not getting a pallet stun. And due to hunter's this hunter's speed is very fast to the point that even the acrobat's not even able to use the pallet properly, and acrobat being able to mind game the hunter but still going down 22 seconds before blink is ready. And
Yeah,
the
so
side
you see that the acrobat immediately died very fast when ciphers only totaling adding up to only one cipher, while his blink still remaining with a 15-second CD. This is a very fast down by Kaidi, and it's very hard to even think how faculty will even try to go for a 3-man escape.
Yes, because right now all the ciphers are basically 60% and even one as low as 40%. So cipher rush is not going to be there for a moment. So now coordinator being able to rescue, will she be using her flare gun? Yes, she will. And being able to land the hit with the flare gun, so allowing acrobat more time to kite. But it seems like the acrobat's lagging a little bit. So there may be some issues with his connection.
Yeah, so we can see that they will be going for a pause. Yeah, so you can see it's very unfortunate for the survivors side. I think because the acrobat even downing very fast earlier is due to his ping issue, and you see that he was a bit running to the wall a bit.
Yeah, so right now Acrobat going down, and this will be the second down already. So and second down where I believe one cipher should be completed by then. So this is looking very dangerous for Team Vacuity as their coordinator already used up their flare gun as well as getting hit. So this is a health issue as well as utilities issue.
Yeah, we saw that since the acrobat died very fast early game, the coordinator chooses to use his gun to force a second kite for the acrobat, but since the acrobat was lagging, it was very wasted. Since the acrobat still has full balls and it wasn't even able to second kite.
Yes, and remember Acrobat's the one with like the other survivor with tide. So him being the one with tide, coordinator is getting a Bluetooth feel from the psychologist. So psychologist will be down by one health bar, but at least every survivor is at full HP. Coordinator being the second chase will be the most worrying, but from the looks of it, it seems like the gardener will be the one coming to rescue Acrobat. So this will allow Acrobat to actually gain some time and use up his ball ability since he had a lag issue just now. But unfortunately, going down after a short while and after using his mud ball. So now it's back to 3 survivors remaining, where Gardener's half HP at Shack, while the coordinator will be trying to rotate away towards Graveyard, where Hunter is also just looking around at the broken site to spot for a survivor.
Yeah, we can see that even though the Acrobat was rescued down with full balls, he wasn't able to second kite or even forcing the Hunter persona. So in this situation, the survivors are still unknown of what the Hunter have brought into the game. There's a chance that the Hunter can bring excitement, abnormal, or blink. So the survivors have to be very careful in terms of kiting, especially when the blink is still up.
Yes, and now the psychologist being the next chase. So now, luckily the Gardener wasn't spotted because the direction the Hunter was going towards Shack actually was about to spot the Gardener, but luckily did not. So Hunter has decided to go after the Coordinator who used up her perfume. So Coordinator now will be back to being having no resource, and Psychologist will be the one that's going to have to raw kite the entire for the remaining 2 ciphers.
Yeah, so we saw that just now Kaidi was already going to a Shack. The Gardener was half health, but she was still decoding. But since Kaidi made some mistake during his dashes, he wasn't able to catch up with the Gardener. So he decided to go back, control ciphers and control the health of the survivors to ensure that it'll be harder for survivors if we go for a rescue. As now only the coordinator is only at full health.
Yes, and now using his blink to actually down the psychologist quicker after psychologist pushing down the pallet. So this is really a heavy pressure on the survivor side, because now Gardener's at half HP. She's doing 1 cipher. The second cipher is at top broken, but it's at 49%. So coordinator can only rescue once since she has no borrow time ability, as well as no rest. Like, she's basically going to be half HP most likely from the looks of it, and it seems like the Hunter even notices where she is. So there is going to be a chance where coordinator might even rescue after half. If not, she will still be at half HP most likely.
Oh, you see that the coordinator rescued after half, and Kaidi immediately hitting the psychologist, which guarantee at least a 3k elimination.
Yes, and the last cipher is based at 60%. So the coordinator, hoping that the Hunter was going to swing before half, and was very unfortunate. So now having 1 cipher remaining and only 1 cipher has the progress, which is 60%. This is a heavy pressure. Coordinator not being hit is a good positive side, but the Gardener will be trying to go and decode another cipher while coordinator will be kiting. And even if the coordinator is able to kite for long, having the cipher prime while the coordinator is the one getting chased is a very risky thing, since coordinator does not have borrowed time.
Yeah, I'll say this is most likely a 4k elimination by ID already, since the mistake of the coordinator going for the rescue. Because even though because Kaidi knows that he cannot let the psychologist go for a second kite, so instead of going to immediately hitting the coordinator, he chose to just focusing on farming the psychologist after rescue immediately. There's a chance also he wanted to chair the psychologist back towards the top broken cipher to prevent them from decoding and controlling the chair at the same time.
Yeah, and we get to see his wide range of abilities for just speed dashing through the chair areas, the benches, all of that at a very quick pace. And then we also notice how Kai has been pressuring the ciphers as well by actually chairing the survivors near those ciphers with progress.
Yeah, we can see that Kaidi is a very experienced hunter. During this type of situation, he knows what to do to guarantee and secure that 4k elimination.
Yes, I also believe that the survivors maybe would have been able to extend their kite or like buy more time, especially for the acrobat side, because coordinator did use up her gun in hopes that the acrobat's kiting will be extended. However, it was very unfortunate to see that once acrobat got rescued, he basically just started lagging off. So not being able to show what he has planned basically.
Yeah, I was very unfortunate by the acrobat side, which I would say is a very big factor in this game because team faculty survivors have to 3-run or at least draw for BO1, but since the acrobat wasn't able to kite and the Kai D managed to farm the psychologist after rescue, preventing them from even having a second kite, he just ensures that this will be a 3k elimination. So I'll say it was very skillful of Kaidi. He has very strong game sense. He knows that he cannot let the psychologist get a second kite off him because as long as the psychologist has kite for a bit, he can buy time for the connector to go decode the top broken side and Gardener will be coming over for the rescue as the Gardener has borrowed time and flywheel and it also has a bump.
Yes, and now we can tell Kaede already knows where the Gardener was last seen going towards graveyard. So chasing the Gardener down, waiting for her bubble to disappear, while just teleporting towards the coordinator. So this will be just going for a coordinator down instead, where Hunter will get pallet stun, coordinator will be trying to extend the kite, but unfortunately the last cipher is right in front of the coordinator's face, so the Gardener will not be able to make it, so she'll just be opening a chest from the looks of it.
Yeah, you can see the coordinator already has used her self heal and the Gardener also used her self heal. So as long as Kaidi managed to find the Gardener, this will be a
Yeah, so this just looks more like a 4K, but it's just quite delayed since the Hunter will be going to have to struggle a little to find for the Gardener who is going to be self-healing at the back gate area. So this is just basically a game of time.
Yeah, so talking about earlier into the game, I would say that team faculty it was very unfortunate for them being the acrobat lagging. Because team faculty really has to at least go for a 3-man escape or at least go for a draw so there's a fighting chance in BO2. So now getting 4K by the server side, team faculty will be losing BO1 with a big disadvantage 8-1. So I would say most likely that if team faculty even wants to go to finals or even win this game, they have to fight back in BO2, BO3, winning both the BOs. Or even trying to return a 8-1, which is I would say is very hard even to professional teams. It's very hard to ever return a 4-man and a 3-man escape.
Yes, and right now we can see the Gardener is still fighting for like a survivor to just gain extra kiting time because she was able to actually heal up the coordinator and Hunter was also unable to hit any of them and hit the bubble instead. So this just end up just her buying as much time as possible, but unfortunately I think this will be the time. Oh, nice flywheel from the Gardener, but still seems like she will be going down right now.
Yeah, no
So
matter
this
what
will be a
used to do, it'll still be going down and it will be a 4K elimination by Kai.
Yes, the last cipher being at top broken where the Hunter was able to pressure the whole time. Very unfortunate for the survivors. And it will be a full elimination.
Yeah, so we can see the stats that the acrobat only kited 48 seconds, which is very unfortunate. Especially the acrobat was sent back to the Manor when he only utilized one of his 4. He wasn't able to fully make use of how acrobat would be able to kite a opera singer. It was very unfortunate.
Yes, and the coordinator being able to utilize her gun, it was a very good decision. In hopes that the acrobat would have been able to kite longer. So this overall the match was very unfortunate since the starting was a little was laggy for the survivor side.
Yeah, so now we'll be going for a short break while the survivors decide BP for their BO2 maps.
Death and succession, flux and transformation. All existence bows to the divine scales of justice. Stolen seeds shall bear no fruit. Covetous eyes shall never see the end. creations shall know that perfection, and thou shalt not elude thy fate. Behold this ancient shackle, a miracle coveted by many, condemned to the shadows for miracles wrought, eyes left blind to secrets glimpse. As one becomes two, so does fate flow. Destiny demands its due.
Not only flowers wither and die.
Death and succession, flux and transformation. All existence bows to the divine scales of justice. Stolen seeds shall bear no fruit. Covetous eyes shall never see the end. Shackled creations shall know not perfection, and thou shalt not elude thy fate. Behold this ancient shackle, a miracle coveted by many, condemned to the shadows for miracles wrought, eyes left blind to secrets glimpse. As one becomes two, so does fate flow. Destiny demands its due.
Not only flowers wither and die.
Death and succession, flux and transformation. All existence bows to the divine scales of justice. Stolen seeds shall bear no fruit. Covetous eyes shall never see the end. Shackled creations shall know not perfection, and thou shalt not elude thy fate. Behold this ancient shackle, a miracle coveted by many, condemned to the shadows for miracles wrought, eyes left blind to secrets glimpse. As one becomes two, so does fate flow. Destiny demands its due.
Not only flowers wither and die.
Death and succession, flux and transformation. All existence bows to the divine scales of justice. Stolen seeds shall bear no fruit. Covetous eyes shall never see the end. Shackled creations shall know not perfection, and thou shalt not elude thy fate. Behold this ancient shackle, a miracle coveted by many, condemned to the shadows for miracles wrought, Eyes left blind to secrets glimpsed. As one becomes two, so does fate flow. Destiny demands its due.
Not only flowers wither and die.
Death and succession, flux and transformation. All existence bows to the divine scales of justice. Stolen seeds shall bear no fruit. Covetous eyes shall never.
Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to more IMR action. So yep, I'm NX, nah just kidding, I'm Jong, I Rosen back up. Because apparently NX is sleep deprived, so I sent him to rest as I'm going to be taking over. And so the Panda and I will continue on this match as we're gonna head into the results real quick. And currently we see that in the BO1, ATG won by 8-1, so things are certainly not looking good for Team Vacuity as Panda mentioned, because now ideally Team VC will be looking to win both second and third round.
Yeah, so now Team Faculty is very pressured as they have to at least get a return of 5-3 to even in order to even go for a BO3. If VC chooses to even draw the BO2, it will be very difficult for BO3. So I would say in Team Faculty side, they should be focusing on only winning the BO2 no matter what.
Oh, definitely. Nice how you can start. So yeah, currently we're moving on to Chinatown, and Chinatown is a map picked on by Team Vacuity. So let's see what strategy does Team Vacuity have, because they are the teams that need to set up right now. So we're gonna be heading into the ban picks here as Mother Thousand will be punting once again. And we can see that the Seer and the Embalmer have been banned over here, because we do know the Mother Thousand also have the Shadow, so maybe we're seeing like a potential Shadow play here, because I do expect the Shadow, that the Shadow will be banned and Opera Singer will be picked.
Normally in Chinatown, Opera Singer is more efficient, is stronger, especially in terms of Chinatown compared to Shadow. But we can see that Team ATG has chosen to ban Mother Thousand Shadow, as maybe in BO1 they believe that Mother Thousand Opera Singer wasn't as skilled as they thought they were. So instead of banning the Opera Singer, they chose to respect his Shadows instead of his Opera Singer.
Yeah, I think it's more of a type of like I'd rather deal with the hunter that I know than the hunter I don't, because I've already seen what your Opera Singer can do, and like I know I can play against it. So that's why they ended up opting to play against the Opera Singer once again, as we are going to be seeing the Psychologist first and the Gardener second as the pick. So Gardener definitely makes sense, but the Psychologist may have a potential issue. I guess ATG wanted to play the same strategy they did in BO1, where they have the Psychologist heal up the Rescuer, so they don't need to trade places for the second Rescue to try and maximize their chances for a free escape.
Yeah, I would say Mana 1000 has chosen to ban the Acrobat as the third choice. Team ATG has chosen a very stable team comp, picking the Psychologist and Gardener, which really focusing on countering his Opera Singer, which is making it very uncomfortable for him to even play the Opera Singer. Especially Opera Singer really hates those characters that can take more than the 2 basic hits to even buy more time, especially Opera is going for a chase type.
We are going to be seeing the Aeroplanist being the next selection here though, but Aeroplanist is actually potentially risky against the Opera Singer, just because the fact that it's like a you dash a dash situation, and the only one that can really work decently here is probably the only survivor I see. No, it's just not too good for the Opera Singer, because the only push the Aeroplanes have to work with is the big push. Apart from that, I can see some potential issues.
Yeah, we can see that ATG has chosen the Aeroplanist, and Mana 1000 has chosen to ban the Antiquarian, and ATG has chosen to pick a Priestess, which is very interesting. Because especially we know that Opera Singer is not very afraid of Aeroplanists or Priestess, because Aeroplanist, especially after the nerf, his dash, his spray is very short. His propel is very short,
Yep.
which allows the Opera Singer to catch up very fast. And especially Priestess is not very strong in terms of kiting, as the Opera Singer is very fast. So even though the Hunter will go through the Priestess portal being stunned for a few seconds, he can immediately catch up very fast compared to the other Hunters, which doesn't have the catch up ability.
Yeah, and especially the fact that Priestess Portals also doesn't work too well. I think here maybe ATG are trying to like prevent Towson from going a different surprising pick, but if they're going to be doing that, then there's always the risk that you still have the obvious Opera Singer here. And yes, you may as well as have free escaped it last round, but in this round they do not have the Coordinator to work with, and they do not have the Acrobats to body block. And I can see here, Panda, is that whoever gets chased first are all in danger of going down an Opera Singer fast.
Yeah, I would say most likely this team comp is weaker in the terms of that Aeroplanist or Priestess. One of them will at least be outside, which the Opera Singer will most likely be focusing on chasing. Psychologist and Gardener is not really ideal to be chased compared to being Aeroplanist or Priestess, especially if you choose to chase the Priestess, you'll be eliminating the support role in this team comp, or chasing the Aeroplanist will be eliminating one of the Titans in this team comp.
Yeah, so I think it really ends up on who is the closest to, because like Psychologist Gardener, as you mentioned, not too ideal, but definitely doable, as Mother Towson will be indeed selecting the Opera Singer here. So as we discussed, I think it will really depend on the spawn selection, because they probably will have Priestess spawn like near the middle or something near to support. But okay, let's head into... Nope, they're rather having the Priestess spawn at bottom, Airplanist at the center, and Psychologist down at the bottom. So let's see, where can the Opera Singer spawn, because I think he can just chase whatever.
I would say, especially Mother Thousand, knowing he has to win, at least have a 3-man elimination in this game to allow his survivors to be less pressure, he will most likely bring an abnormal. And if it's me, as the Opera Singer, I will choose to spawn at the connected double story, locking the hotel cipher, forcing the survivors to transition around. Because if he chooses to chase the Gardener, the Aeroplanist wouldn't be able to decode also, because that the Aeroplanist, there's a chance that the Hunter can immediately change target to Aeroplanist.
Yeah, yep. Oh, so yeah, well, let's see here, because I think the Psychologist is also an obvious chase here, because from what I know is that now you do not spawn the 2-story, making Opera can chase whoever there first. But I'm just going to call this one out right here, is that the survivors will be relying heavily on their raw skill, because in this game, the items they have that can be utilized against an Opera Singer is like near little to nothing, so they have to... But we do see here, actually just realized this, is that Priestess brought Flywheel effect rather than the broken windows, and this is also the same thing you mentioned in an earlier round, is that if you know it's an Opera Singer, you always go for like the broken windows, because Flywheel effect does not do much. So we have to see how this Priestess deal with it when she gets chased later on.
But however, for Mother Thousand, we know that Mother Thousand is a geisha player, I think.
True. Yeah.
It's a geisha player, so especially a Priestess is very afraid of a geisha. Bringing a Flywheel will allow the Priestess to guarantee to kite even longer compared to bringing broken windows.
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna be heading into the game. Mother Towson just wandering around. Wants to go for the Psychologist, but does end up like going the wrong, and I think she got a bit stuck early on. But going to be looping up at the 2-story instead. Able to catch USYT in a bad spot here, as USYT will be forced to go up. But there is a Shadow Dance if he wants to, opting not to, just going to rely on pure chase. But right now, Mother Towson is already very close towards USYT.
Yeah, also you can see at the start of this chase, Mother Thousand isn't able to get the first hit of the Psychologist, and it's already been nearly 40 seconds. And he's still allowing the Psychologist to buy so much time, even though the Psychologist already utilized his broken windows.
Yeah, so actually currently this is definitely not looking good for Mother Towson's side, because he just cannot shrink enough of the distance there. So let's see then, Towson will be continued going after USYT here. And oh, there's a portal there, is able to take the first hit. But this first hit is, we're talking about like 60% ciphers from everyone. So this is definitely not good, as I think that in this game, Mother Townsend's opera singer is a bit slow comparing to what we've seen from Caddy earlier.
Yeah, we can see that Manor Thousand has been utilizing a lot of the charge attack when coming out of the shadow form, which is I think maybe because he played too much rank and he brought the charge attack with the speed boost. However, unfortunately, in this persona, he did not bring that skill.
Oh! So failed that blink, which is going to be very bad for him. But oh, and even with the help of the Broken Windows Palace speed boost, Yus was able to evade that hit. So Yus White is definitely completely having Mother Townsend's number here. And as I mentioned before the game, the raw skills is going to be very crucial in this game. And the psychologist really kited out 3 ciphers from raw skill alone. So the survivors are completely in position for a free-man escape here.
We can see that Manor Thousand is very panicking because he knows that this is a very fast opponent team comp. It really relies on how fast he can get the chase, get down on the psychologist. As the psychologist kite is even longer, normally the hunter will get more nervous and to see like how he made a mistake in terms of missing the blink.
Well, we'll have to see though, because now actually the airplanist is going to pull off the Tide Turner. Another thing I wanted to note is that, oh, it's able to get down here, but as I was about to say is that here actually, Mother Townsend did not go for double down and also did not swap to teleport here, which I think both of those are like a bit, could be optimized, because here it's likely that he won't get his blink back. Maybe he should consider to swap the teleport so that in endgame he can still play for a tie. And same thing goes to trying to achieve that double down, because that is his only chance. Because if he's just going to like balloon and chair normally, then this would be more than likely a free escaping game.
Yeah, I would say it was very unfortunate because Manor Thousand, especially the aeroplanist, he already gave chance running the same direction as the psychologist, so he could at least force an item from the aeroplanist. Oh, you can see that aeroplanist uses his big propel and managed to escape and stop the hit by the aeroplane singer.
Yeah, but the thing is that just look at how far the psychologist is, because the priest has already set up 2 portals, and also the gardener is already in the vicinity prepared to protect the psychologist, and the cyber is already primed in meantime, so we can see that actually Yus Whitey still has blink here. I think he probably should switch to teleport. And maybe the survivors need to find a good timing to pop. I think they could pop that just now, because they also do not want to wait for the hunter to get his skill back.
Yeah, we can see the psychologists go down and already the prison at the other side of the map is already opening the gate immediately. It doesn't really give Manor Thousand a lot of time to utilize.
Let's see, there's teleport.
Psychologist immediately went down and he really didn't see that Manor Thousand immediately go to the gate in time. But however, he walked to the wrong gate.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he judged the wrong gate and no one was there, so he can really only secure this one-man elimination over here. So with that, this will be another free escape from ATG Survivor N. And with that, this is going to be not looking good for Team VC, because they have to return this free escape back, seeing that they already lost the first round. And them achieving a free escape only brings them to like the third round. So this is not looking good for them at all. Ideally, they want a 4 escape. If no, a free escape as a minimum to bring this to a 3rd round.
Yeah, we can see that after Manor Thousand being eliminated, getting a 3-man eliminate escape, it's very hard to even in faculty to even go for BO3 anymore, unless the survivors can somehow manage to forerun Kai's D's Hell Ember or Hermit. But knowing that Kai D is a very skillful Hell Ember player, he can just decide, he can just pick his Hell Ember and guarantee a 1-man elimination or like a draw.
Yeah, honestly, like they can still free escape and move on to a BO3, but once they hit to BO3, it's still hard for them. So they definitely need to like free escape and at least 4-man escape. But this gives Kai D like a lot of opportunities to take a tie, because Kai D only needs a tie. We've seen him with multiple hunters in the past. Yeah, but anyways, they're going to be taking a quick break, and we'll see everyone after the break with what might be the potential last match. And as this is now the match point, so see in a bit.
Death and succession, flux and transformation.
circle of shadows. Soon we will hear the whispers and the rising breeze. So with feathers, smasher of the cage, carven tails, ledges will remain. I sing twisting face, gazing into lake of sorrows. Grow the watching in the light, sleep in peace. A spirit appear, but we can find who he is. Never doubt, never try to bleed. Hold my hand, and never let it go. If you're wondering why, magic will show you the freedom on the violet moon. We will sing and we will dream, dancing all night through. Witness the price of cruelty, a world falling to the chaos. Living his screams, payback for their sins, trapped in destiny. You should never pray, you should never bleed. Hold my hand, never lose. Let's return to the nature of freedom. Return our home. Rising breeze in the circle of shadows. Soon we will hear the whispers and the rising breeze. So with feathers, smasher of the cage, carven tails, ledges will remain. I sing twisting face, gazing into lake of sorrows. Grow the watching in the light, sleep in peace. A spirit appear, but we can find who he is. Never doubt, never try to bleed. Hold my hand, and never let it go. If you're wondering why, magic will show you the freedom on the violet moon.
Alright everyone, we're back with more IMR action. So with Joe and Panda once again, as we're going to be having a quick recap on the score last round. As currently ATG is like 3-1 and 8-1, that means that Vacuity, they must try and like also get back a free escape. But it's also going to be like very hard even if they manage a free escape, as they need to return the 8-1. Like in this tournament, we've been in this position a lot of times. And normally the team that's trailing behind right now have to step their game up, as things are not looking good for them.
Yeah, we can see that especially Team Faculty going up against Kai D, which is a very known Hellhammer player. It's very hard to even 3-man escape his Hellhammer. The only time we ever saw Kai D Hellhammer being escaped was a 3-man escape was against LSMN.
Yeah.
Which LSMN survivors played very well, getting the distance, rescuing perfectly, especially the mercenary pulling off 2 free rescue against Kai D's Hellhammer, which is very impressive. So let's see if Team Faculty survivors can pull off the same results. But most likely, if the survivors should be focusing on how to 4-run escape. Because even though they managed to 3-run escape going into BO3, they had to return an 8-1, which is very difficult, especially knowing that Manor 1000 is really performing up to his standard, as we know that Manor 1000 is a very strong opera singer. You can see that his dashes were a bit slow and made many mistakes today compared to other days when he versus Team Hertian.
Yeah, I'll say that comparing to the match against Team Hertian, was a bit out of form, like not in the same form. But I mean, that's part of the game, is that sometimes you're in form, sometimes you're out of form. Moving on, we're going to be seeing that the mercenary and the first officer have been banned on Kai D's side, so I think this is already indicating like Panda, this to me is already indicating that it has Hell Ember written all over it.
Yeah. If I was team faculty survivors, I would be picking the prospector and the forward. Forward guaranteeing the rescue and the prospector to guarantee that no survivors will go down. Because I really believe that against a Hell Ember, it's very important. It's like it's basically like a man eyes, you know. Like you don't want the hunter to get even a chair on, especially like man eyes. If you get a chair, you have to instant rescue. If not, he will just use the walls to block off the rescue to prevent you to even rescuing, which is very scary. Or like a bonbon, which like these hunters are more stronger in terms of chair camping compared to their chase, which is not very efficient compared to like Shadow, Geisha, which they're more stronger in chase than compared to chair camping.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that like Hell Ember is one of the strongest camping hunters in the game. So definitely, as you mentioned, ideally they don't even want any chair. But the downside with Hell Ember, as we mentioned it by now, is that his early chase is very bad. As before he gets his yellow puppet, he only has his Phantom Dolls, which is still not that strong of an ability. So I think the key also from Team Faculty's side is that they cannot afford to go down fast, but we do see that they end up choosing the Prospector. And also actually I like this Journalist pick here because the Journalist sort of guaranteed a rescue, but I do see a potential where like the Hell Ember players set up multiple doors. So like for example, Yellow Puppet hits off the door, and then he set the main body and Phantom Soul to try and guard the Journalist.
Yeah, so we can see that this is a very strong team called by Team Faculty, picking 2 support players immediately, picking a Dancer Priestess, picking a Journalist to guarantee the rescue, and an OB support, which is a Prospector. I would say this team comp is very scary in a way that the Priestess is very important in this team comp, because the Dancer can be placing boxes at the other side of the map. The Priestess can help the teammates to transition immediately towards the boxes area to buy even more time for Kaidi to delaying the chase.
Oh yeah, dual support. Definitely, as you mentioned, I think their plan is to rotate around the female dancer's box early game, and then like if there's a down, they can send in a Journalist. But we have to see how this one plays out, because Kaidi is like, he's an S-Badge Hell Ember player, as you mentioned, so he definitely had lots of experience against different team comps. So he definitely has some tricks up his sleeve against when hard team comps like this appear, and I'm here for it unless Kaidi decides to surprise us entirely with a different pick. But just seeing his pick here, I just still think it has Hell Ember written all over it.
Yeah, but Hell Ember is really not very comfortable playing this team comp. I would say if Heidi is confident in his Hermit, he'll be more stronger in terms of this team comp, because that Priestess has already a Decoding debuff. It is more better for the Hermit to perform.
Yeah, but they do end up choosing Hell Ember because the thing with Hermit is that there is still a potential risk with the Journalist, or rather the Prospector, is that the Prospector Magnus can sort of cancel out the stuns if played perfectly and give Hermit a hard time here. So Hell Ember may be better because as long as the down is achieved, then it'll be very hard for the survivors to pull them off the chair. And considering that they needed a free-man escape, selling is not even an option here.
That Heidi has chosen the Hell Ember. It really depends. This team form really depends on how the Priestess, Prospector, everyone plays. There's no room for any errors by the survivors side. One small step or like one mistake by survivors can really mess up the entire perfection of this team comp.
Oh yeah, we actually saw that in the match against Aster Somnia last time, where one rescue caused the entire game to fall apart. And oh my goodness, we look at this. There's 2 survivors that brought both broken windows and tight and flywheel effect. I think this is really just screaming that it's an all or nothing type of approach, because I mean it makes sense considering that if you do not free escape this match, there may not even be a next match.
Yeah, I'll say especially if you're going for a 3-man or like a 4-man elimination escape, it'll be better to bring more tight turners. So in this team call, maybe the Priestess could have brought a tight turner, it'll be better. You can see that the Kaidi, Hell Ember, has chosen the Hotel Gate, which most likely will be chasing either the Priestess or the Journalist for his first chase. Knowing Kaidi, he really likes to chase the rescuer players, So you can see that maybe most likely Kaidi will be going towards the journalist. But however, in this team comp, if you choose to chase the journalist, it will be very uncomfortable, very difficult for you to even get a down, especially the priestess, the dancer support, and even the prospector OB come into play.
Oh yeah, for certain. I definitely agree with you that they definitely should have brought one more tide turner. Maybe they could have considered to have a person bring tide, both tide turner and broken windows, just to ensure the kite and the down at the same time, because now is definitely not the time to play it safe here. So I feel like Hell Emperor here may have to go towards the priestess first, just because journalists may be a huge issue as you mentioned there. But I think with this team comp, I just realized that in this team comp, there's no clear target for the hunter to get down first, because like everyone in some way or another can kite out the Hell Emperor for a bit of time.
Yeah. So we can see that we'll be going to the game now. So we can see that Kaidi is making his way towards the journalist.
Yeah. It seems that he wants to like use the strategy you mentioned is to burn their tide turner first. But the thing is that the journalist definitely can kite out the helmet for a bit. But we do see that Kaidi managed to cut corners here and like mind game as Kahari didn't pay attention to the location there. So now he is actually relatively close. So Kahari will definitely have to like make use of his little Orpheus there to try and use. But the Phantom Souls also come into play here. So let's see how would this Orpheus play out. Oh!
You can see that Kaiji is very skilled in his hammer, immediately placing a fire earlier because he knows that the journalist will be transitioning into a pallet area. So once the journalist chooses to put down his son or like puppet, the fire can immediately break the pallet and immediately getting a hit on the journalist. So we see that, as we said earlier, that obviously whoever gets chased will be immediately rotating towards the dancer, the priestess areas to gain the support to delay the downtime for Kaidi.
Oh, but we do see that Kaidi failed to like get up to his two-story, and he wanted to like bait the journalist into dropping down, but the journalist did not fall for it. So actually Kaidi is currently a bit stuck. So let's see, he threw another yellow puppet up once again, but this time also not being able to throw up, but this time manages to catch the journalist from coming down. So in terms of the mind game here, Kaidi definitely is on favor, like one from the survivor's part, because the thing is that journalist being the only person with tide turner, everyone else here has no tide turner, let alone rescuing abilities, so things are not looking good for the survivors at all, because what they can do are severely limited right now.
Yeah, you can see that the journalist made a mistake in terms of kiting, that he knows that Kaidi threw the puppet below, so instead of staying at the drop point below to the puppet, he should be looping back to the hotel pallet area and going into the hotel inside, forcing Kaidi to break the pallet before even going towards.
Oh! Now that's a drop-down attack we've been talking about, and the yellow puppet is also going to come into play here, and so let's see, a lot of things happening, and able to use a drop-down attack on the journalist, and now the priestess is also in the vicinity. So this is really the terror of Hell Ember players, because keep in mind the survivors sent 2 survivors into rescue, and it ended with a double down and 1 person injured, with 4 hits being occurred in a short successive amount of time.
Yeah, we can see that Kaidi. This just shows that how strong Kaidi's chair camping is, especially how he utilizes the Hell Emperor. Really just impresses me every time in terms of the chair camping, especially against Somnia and team faculty. It just shows that against Kaidi you should never let anyone go on the chair.
Oh, but this time able to get the farm off the journalist, so now that the journalist is down, the only issue is that the Hell Emperor, or rather Hell Emperor still has a Prospector Magnus, so you have to be a bit wary here. So let's see, oh! Prospector gonna use the control magnet trick, but this time just gonna chase him away with a Phantom. So with that elimination, this means that the survivors have to send all 3 remaining people out of the gate, which will be very hard considering that the Hell Emperor can just target 1 person till endgame.
Yeah, we can see that.
Oh!
Especially that the Emperor has also Blink also already. It's very hard to even try to go for a 3-man endgame elimination. I don't even think in this situation that survivors can even go to a Cypher pop or go for exit gate.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you of that, because I mean the best that survivors can do is to heal up and come and rescue, but the Cyphers are like still falling behind. They have to create a situation where after the they pull off the rescue, the Hell Emperor cannot hit anyone. But there is an opening here because we can see that Kai did make a bit of misplay here by giving the survivors room to pull up this no damage rescue. And missing that blink over there is another bit of misplay. And goes for the trick over there, not being able to. The red puppet misses the swing, but this time the magnet here unfortunately bounces it off as he bounced himself into the wall and the female dancer backwards. So now this all of a sudden like the prospector is down and they sort of lost their only opportunity for a rebound kite.
Yeah. Like after Kaiji really checked, he immediately teleport to his puppet away. The priestess knowing that he's at level 2 with the global, the priestess should to go for the rescue, allowing Kaiji to even have a chance to go for the hospital.
Oh! On this,
you see that Kaiji utilizes the puppet brilliantly, going for that drop hit and managed to get the terror shock, preventing the dancer to even rescuing. Even though the dancer had brought flywheel, it wasn't able to be utilized against Kaiji.
oh my goodness, this is like completely terror shock town on Team Vacuity Survivor's side. I think there are like at least four failed rescue attempts throughout this game, and honestly, I'm telling you this, Panda, this Hell Emperor has me shaking in fear.
Don't worry. Tomorrow finals will be banning the Hell Emperor.
well, I guess maybe then Team Vacuity would know that now. But yeah, definitely this is something that we should all be feared of with the Hell Emperor. But anyways, with that, another 8-1. Congratulations to Team ATG for managing to defeat Team Vacuity and advancing to the finals. And really today, both factions from Team ATG performed very well and showcasing everyone why they deserve to be the finals, because they lost their very first match in the winners bracket, but then they managed to claw their way and managed to like win 3 losers bracket match in a row. First Lumen Somnia, after Somnia, then Team Vacuity, and claw their way back. So we definitely should, like, they definitely are telling everyone that they're not to be underestimated and counted out.
Yeah, you can see that. ID's, however, stood up to his name and stood up to the S-Batch potential, showing how scary he is in terms of chasing or in terms of his camping abilities.
Yeah, I think both his chase, like, from how skillfully he used his Phantom Souls to, like, break the journalist's Orpheus, like, Orphe plans, to his camping, like the drop-down throw trick, that still amazes me every time. And I think that really just showcases everyone that even though he's using a hunter that is, like, unprecedented, it's still like, terrifying, and it's as terrifying as meta hunters from other players.
Yeah, I would say Kaidi's, however, is to be feared upon after eliminating so many strong teams like Team Vacuity and Team Esther Somnia.
Yeah,
it should be respected.
Yeah, definitely should be respected. And right now, ATG will be heading like straight towards the finals tomorrow, where it's going to be. Yep, your team facing here. Let's see. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Just tell Team ATG to head into the interview. Alright, so yeah, let's go to interview VC real quick. But this being the semifinals and all, and Team ATG managing to like achieve this by 2-0 in like a clean 8-1 in both games, it really just showcases everyone how strong their skills are. And I'm definitely looking forward to the finals tomorrow, where it will be a rematch between Team Hetian and ATG. Like, I think it was like the very first match. Yeah, HT and ATG played off at the very first streamed match here, and here we are as they're going to be playing off each other again. Oh, hello, Kai.
Hello.
Hello, yeah. Obvious question out of the way first. You guys just won. How does it feel?
Great, and we get to meet HT again.
Yep. It's finals tomorrow, and you're going to be facing off against, like, a rematch against HT. Are you ready for your revenge match?
I hope we are ready, because judging from today's performance, I think we're quite good.
Oh yeah, your performance is very amazing. Like first of all, let's talk about your survivors first because they managed to free escape like VC's hunter opera singer twice, and being that opera singer is such an amazing hunter, them managing to pull this one off, especially with no rescuers team com. I want to know like how what exactly were in your mind when you pulled out those team comps.
For that one, at first we are planning to have a rescuer, but then in the end we thinking of like just need a tie, so we just replace the rescuer with the aeroplanes to trying to have a faster disposal.
Ah, so you decide to sacrifice the rescuer for faster decoding team comp.
Yeah, because we are in advantage, and I think at that moment the draw is enough for us.
Well, that's definitely good. And so as for your Hell Emperor, yeah, as like your hunter and your Hell Emperor, that just amazes me every time. Every time because I seen today that your Hell Emperor mainly gains chances by like pulling off those type of camps, right?
Yeah.
Ah, well, I wanted to ask you exactly how you want to pull off, but then I reckon maybe I should let you keep your secrets as there's still the finals tomorrow. But
Yeah, there's still one more match.
yeah, you said one more match. But can I know that is it you're very confident with your Hell Emperor when you saw the team comp? Because me and Panda were talking about it and we thought that in theory Hell Emperor may have maybe a bit hard against that.
I think I'm okay. It's quite the lineup is also quite good. It's gonna have some difficulties, but anyway.
Oh, your mic is a bit not clear, but
Oh, sorry. The lineup is not that good again for me, and I mean at that point we are in advantage. So as long as I kill one, we are still good. So I just pick it up.
definitely. All right, so yeah, one more thing because like as we already talked about, you're playing against Hetian tomorrow, and we have a player of them right here in the chat. So anything you want to say to them?
Good luck.
All right, yeah, good luck. Yeah, Panda. Anything you want to say to your opponent tomorrow?
Yeah, so knowing that you'll be facing Team HT tomorrow, what preparation will you guys be doing?
I'll see.
Share some information.
Normally we don't do preparation.
Sorry, what do you say?
But normally we don't do preparation. We just come up.
Oh, I see. I'll be very interested in versusing you in the BO5, seeing how wide your character pool is.
You'll see.
Well, I can see that Kaidea is keeping it a secret. You see. Yeah, so once again, yeah, sorry, anything else?
Later we see Ripple.
I don't know.
Well, anyways, yeah, so once again, congratulations to Team ATG for advancing to the finals. So with that, we're going to wrap up today's stream, as today we only have one matchup. And yeah, so the stream for today has ended, but don't forget there is still one more day and one more match left, as Team ATG, the winner of Chapter 4, will be playing against Team Hetian, where they contain a lot of members that have won Chapter 3. So this will be very amazing and exciting to see, and I'm excited. Anyways, this is Jong, and thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.